Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be walking you guys through our nighttime routine with a 3-year-old and a newborn. So we are just kind of getting to a point where we actually have a routine. So I figured this would be a great time to show you guys what we are doing. So I'm starting our nighttime routine right when Oz gets home from work, which is usually around 6:45 or 7 o'clock. So the first thing that I do is I start cooking dinner. We've been doing a lot of HelloFresh just because it's quick and easy. So this was a HelloFresh meal. And I've just found that it's easier for me to wait for him to get home just in case Ozra is crying, which in this case she was crying. So while I'm cooking dinner, he is walking around, holding her, trying to keep her calm so that I can get dinner made. Most nights she has actually been falling asleep around the time that Oz gets home from work for her last nap of the day. I know that that seems late, but her wake windows are still only about 1 hour, and that's the most that she can stay awake before she's really fussy. So yeah, she's been going to sleep around 7 for her last nap. Okay, so dinner is done, and Ozra just woke up from her last nap of the day, which she always does just in time for me to try to sit down to eat, and she's probably wanting to nurse. So, there's that. Okay, give her to me, babe. She's clearly hungry. So most nights I end up eating my dinner while nursing Ozra, depending on what we're having for dinner. If it's something that's harder for me to eat while holding her, then Oz will eat first, and then I will nurse her, and then we'll just kind of switch off so then he can hold her while I eat. But this night we were having pizza, so it made it a lot easier for me to just eat and feed her at the same time. So right after dinner, we start baths. So Gracie and Ozra don't take baths together yet, just because Gracie is still a little bit rough. She just doesn't really understand her strength when it comes to Ozra, so we found that it's easier for us to do baths separately. So I've actually been putting Ozra in the bathtub in her little like newborn lounger tub, and I get in the bathtub with her. It's just the easiest thing that I have found that works for us for right now. So that is what we are doing first. So Oz is out in the living room playing with Gracie while I am giving Ozra her bath. Ozra doesn't take a bath every day. She's still taking baths about every 3 days just because her skin gets really dry if we do daily baths. So this was a night that both kids needed a bath, so nights like that always seem really kind of hectic and busy. She loves baths and she's always really relaxed in the bathtub, but as soon as it's time for her to get out, she gets really upset and screams and cries. So since I'm in the tub with her, I hand her off to Oz when her bath is over so that I can get out, and he takes her and kind of gets her all dried off. So of course the only thing that really calms her down is nursing her, so that's what I'm doing here, is just getting her settled before I change her into her pajamas. I watched a ton of these videos and the babies seemed so calm and so relaxed and really just having a peaceful nighttime routine, but it's just not our reality right now. So this is pretty much exactly what our nights look like every night. Finally, Ozra is all fresh and clean. All fresh and clean. Okay, I think she's just about ready for bed. So we're gonna go ahead and swaddle her. Oz is warming up a little bit in a bottle. I don't usually do that, but because she was so upset and she was fussing when I was trying to feed her, I just wanted to make sure she gets her tummy full. Then we're gonna put her We had a short little window where Ozra was happy, so Oz was holding Ozra so that I could go ahead and give Gracie her bath. This is kind of how we do bath time every night. Since Gracie does get a bath every day, Oz will hold Ozra or just play with her, keep her entertained while I quickly give Gracie her bath.
Okay, wow, I feel like we've been listening to crying for the last hour. So I was planning on this being like a nice and peaceful nighttime routine, but wow. So I was just going to sleep. I'm pretty much going to put her down now. What time is it, babe?
It is 8:33.
8:33. So Ozra's going down. This should be, hopefully, fingers crossed, she's down for the night. So it's her first long stretch of sleep. So I'm just gonna get her to sleep. She's burped. She just took a little bit of a bottle. Gracie is in the bathtub right now. I just washed her. She's just sitting in there playing right now. You can probably hear her. Yeah, so she's in the bathtub playing. And then she'll go to bed.
Once baths are done and Ozra is in bed, I will spend some time doing something that Gracie wants to do. So we will either play a game in her room, or this particular night she wanted to play with me on her iPad, so we were doing a coloring app. But yeah, our days are just really hectic, so it's important that I try to spend some time with her when I can.
I don't want to go to bed.
Gracie has pretty much the same routine every night. We go into her room, she picks out a book, and I will get her in bed and read her a story. We very recently broke the habit of me having to lay with her to get her to sleep. If you were watching my channel, you know that she would not go to sleep unless I laid with her until she fell asleep, which took a lot of time in the evenings, and we ended up just rewarding her. She really wanted a tractor toy, so we told her that if she would go to sleep by herself that we would get her the tractor, and she did and had no issues, and there has not been any looking back since then, and she now has a very nice toy tractor in the backyard.
Well, I got Gracie down and had just cleaned the kitchen, and Ozra woke up. It's 9:24. One of them goes down, the other one wakes up. So now I'm trying to get her back to sleep. If you watched my last video, then you know I was just kind of overwhelmed with everything, but which I still am. But one thing I've changed really in the last week or so is every night after they go to bed, I at least clean the kitchen and the living room, and it takes me like 30 minutes maybe to get everything cleaned up, but it makes such a difference in like my mental health, waking up to the house being cleaned and not feeling so overwhelmed by it. Which that would have been really hard to do probably in the first like 5 or 6 weeks when she was only sleeping like 45 minutes at a time. That was like just survival mode, but she was kind of in a habit of going to sleep and sleeping for like 4 hours. And that really started the last couple weeks, but now like the last 3 days she's been having a hard time again, so I don't know what's going on. But either way, I'm making sure at least the living room and the kitchen are cleaned, and the day just feels so much more manageable doing that way. So yeah.
By this point, we had decided that she had gas because when I was trying to get her to sleep, she was just kind of very unsettled. So Oz started trying to give her a massage to try and work out some of her gas. While he was doing that, I went into the kitchen. The only thing I had left to do at this point was to wash the bottles and pump parts. So I went ahead and did that while he gave Ozra her massage. Really, it's all about teamwork, and that is the only way we're getting through it right now, is by working together. She finally went down around 10 o'clock for the night, which is pretty typical of her. Lately it's been around 9 or 10 o'clock that she goes down, and then it gives us a good long stretch. So we have been watching a show and just hanging out at this time and really just relaxing and unwinding from the day. So clearly I felt like I needed ice cream at this point because it had been quite stressful trying to get everybody in bed. We have been watching Peaky Blinders on Netflix, so this is what we've been doing pretty much every night. We watch at least one episode and just hang out after the kids are in bed. I don't usually make it very long just because I know that Ozra will be waking up and I never know what her night is going to be like. So this was the last thing that we did, and after this I just went to bed, and this is the end of our nighttime routine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.